typically when we think about like leadership positions, we think about like Boy Scouts and Girl
Okay.
Scouts. Like there's these super extroverted people who, you know, like have a lot of like really high energy. And at least in my experience with you, you're very kind of like even keel.
Yeah.
You're very like not like mellow, but like you seem very thoughtful, right?
Yeah.
And you seem like somebody who, you know, to borrow from like Elizabeth Warren, like you have a plan for things. And that was one of the things I heard about you was that, you know, you're very much about kind of like work and business and getting things done. Yeah. Which I think is sometimes different than how we think about with like especially student leadership positions where it seems like it's a popularity contest. Yeah. Was that like, did you ever feel like a need to be more that way? Did you like, how comfortable did you feel stepping into this type of position, knowing that like that ain't the other kind of more extroverted, more out there? It doesn't really seem like it's your personality type.
Right. So basically, since I was with Michael the whole time, a lot of administrators would kind of know, even if I was quiet, they would still kind of know that I was there and everything. And pretty much the first kind of thing that I would say in the end of meetings, I just want you to know, I'm not Michael. I'm not as talkative. I don't do as much as him. Yeah. And that kind of sense of what he does. He's a great dude. I talk to him literally every day. Yeah. But I'm not him. And that's been pretty easy. People pretty understanding of that. And so I haven't felt the need to change as long as people kind of know to expect something a little different.
Do you feel like a need to, I don't know, like to be more open about that or to like lean into that when talking with other folks and encouraging them to step into leadership positions?
To be more, what do you mean?
Like that it's okay for them to not be a Boy Scout. Yeah. Right. And still understand that there's like leadership positions, very high leadership positions that they can step into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if people are themselves, if you're not yourself, people are going to find out eventually. Yeah. And then that's going to be worse than if you weren't just yourself in the first place. So it's just, I pick people who I've already known as my exec or I've interviewed multiple times. And if you're the same kind of person, not as me, but just the same kind of person as yourself, and you're going to run the same way that you've always run, then I like that. And I like your work ethic, then I know you're going to do good work anyway. People like a person with good work ethic.
Got you. Do you think your experience as a person of color on this campus is different than like the typical average student here?
I think that's kind of a double-edged sword again, because I feel like I've come into this university with a bit of the confidence, coming with a year and a half of transferable college credit, first of all. So I felt like I'm ahead of the game. I know what's going on, kind of thing. And also, two of my best friends were the student body president and the student body vice president. So I don't necessarily know if it was different because I had the confidence of feeling like I already know how to move, how to do what I need to do. So I'm not necessarily sure if my experience would match other people of color.
What do you think is the experience of other folks?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it usually kind of hits like, kind of just like the first dinner back kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm back in Asheville. That's kind of where that ends for me. I'm not with my black friends anymore. I'm not with my black and brown friends. I'm just back here. But for a lot of people, it can be that message kind of continues for their whole semester, for the whole year of this is a way big culture shock. I can't talk about certain things here. I can't have the kind of conversations that I would have had with my friends from high school or whatever. And I feel like that can make people uncomfortable and kind of go into a shell a little bit more, or just feel like they don't belong in the space.
Gotcha. How does a university combat that? I mean, you mentioned like mentoring, but like aside from that, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like the first big thing is having teachers that look or are willing to at least have a conversation with you. That's the biggest thing. And while, hiring is definitely a challenging thing, so I'm not just suggesting let's flip our faculty and all that, but at least training the faculty that are here. Hey, there may be students who come in here and have never had a teacher that looked like you before. So just be willing and open and able to have a conversation from a type of racial lens or sexuality lens and stuff like that to make them comfortable knowing that you look different than their normal teachers, and all the people in the classroom look different than most of their peers for the first 17 years of their life. And that's going to be a little weird.
Do you think, like, as a kind of campus community, like, that like we're at that point?
No, but I think we can get there.